is ANN News Brief.
Good afternoon. I'm Lucy Adeyemi. Nigerian Lawmakers Committee on Education says it opposes school reopening plan that came into effect today, Monday. The committee says it is concerned about the rush to reopen schools amid a new spike of more than 1,000 new daily infections. The committee has asked the federal government to postpone the reopening of schools by 3 months, citing rising COVID-19 cases. Committee Chairman Julius Ihovbere suggests learners should stay at home until schools can report 75% compliance to COVID-19 protocols. The committee also wants the government to first monitor community compliance and schools' readiness before allowing children back into schools. Ihovbere said, quote, "Aside from Lagos and a couple of other states, governments are unable to enforce COVID-19 protocols. People no longer wear masks or use sanitizer," end quote. Continued protests in Tunisia have entered the 4th consecutive night on Sunday. Clashes between protesters and police were reported in the Tunisian capital, Tunis, and several other cities across the country. The protests began during the renewed start of COVID-19 lockdown on Thursday. Authorities say more than 200 persons have been arrested. Interior Ministry spokesman Khalid Hayouni said earlier on Sunday dozens of young people, mostly between 14 and 17 years old, had been arrested after they took to the streets during previous evenings to loot and vandalize shops, banks and property. The protesters weren't making any clear demands, but there has been widespread dissatisfaction in Tunisia about severe economic problems, rising prices and 30% youth unemployment. The country's revolution 10 years ago ushered in democracy, but hopes that this would bring more jobs and opportunities have been dashed. Some say these are not protests because they are not held during the day when faces are visible. We'll be right back.
Whether in your house, at your office, on your phone or online, we are there. We have the facts behind the headlines. We cut to the chase with the news you really need. We cover every angle. We are the bigger, better news network. We are African News Network. ANN. Watch ANN News on MITV from a truly African spirit.
Heavy rains and flooding in Burundi have displaced thousands of people from their homes. Two regions, the Katumba and Mutimbuzi, located very near to the nation's capital, Bujumbura, have experienced a heavy flood since Monday last week after Rusizi River overflowed, causing havoc. Victims are now asking for protection. Environmental experts say, in addition to the effect of climate change, this situation is aggravated by poor land planning. Flood victims are asking the government or other benefactors to build dikes to protect the Rusizi River from flooding their city. This is the second time the region has been affected by flooding in under a year. In May, floods reportedly displaced more than 27,000 persons, majority of them still living in the displaced sites. The National Platform for Risk Prevention and Disaster Management has recommended that people be relocated from this border area. That is ANN News Brief at 4. Join us again at 5 for our full newscast. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I'm Lucy Adeyemi.